So now we're going to look at how do we get this task out to our students. So for this example, based on requests that we've received from teachers, we are going to use Google Classroom. However, the same approach can be achieved with many other learning management systems, so you can use whichever one that your school is using at the moment. You can also see as we scroll down here, we've already put up the learning intentions and the success criteria for this lesson and for this task. And we've also put up some of the documents that we mentioned earlier on about the prior knowledge, linking back to lesson 4. So now if we click on that assignment tab, it'll bring us in and show us the instructions for the assignment. And we can also click on the student work section at the top, which will bring us to this screen. So on this screen, you can see the number of students who've turned in the work, who still have it outstanding, and then add the two of those together, and that's our total. And there you can see that the different student work is present on the right hand side, and then some comments or grades on the left hand side. So now we're going to take a look at some of these pieces of work individually, starting by clicking on student one's work. When we click on that student's work, we can see the photo that they've attached is right here. And we can see that they haven't submitted any comments or further explanations, which is totally fine. And now what we can do is we can give some feedback to push this student's learning along. You'll notice here that this student, it says, goes up in 2s. Now, what you can do here in terms of feedback is, as I've done, we can drag this box around. Okay, so we can attach that comment to that section of the picture, so you can see then as they look over this that this will pop up. Okay, you could also, if you want to give a more general comment that's not particularly attached to anything, we could stick it over here. We can post that comment as well. Okay, so what we can do now is we can kick that assignment back to the student so that they can then add to it. Okay, so now I'm done with that student. I'm going to move on to the next. So click this arrow up here, brings me to my next student. So this is student 4, submission. And this time they have actually attached a comment to explain what they've done. So here's what they've said. Okay, so what we can see here's what this student has actually done is resize the GeoGebra file to find the point that they're looking for. So they've rescaled the axis, and you can see the y-axis here has been drastically pulled down so that they can see more of it. So while this was a really good attempt by the student, we want to give them some feedback that will allow them to dive deeper into this method and see if there are any potential limitations. We're going to do this by giving them a general comment about the work. And that's the end of this video. In the next video, we're going to look at how do you manage a live classroom discussion through distance learning, and we're going to focus it on the task that the students have been working on. We will look at some student answers, ask some supporting questions, and get some feedback from the students.